Opening up to the moment. Bringing a sense of welcome to yourself, of allowing, accepting. Whatever it is that's here right now, it's okay. It is what it is, and it will change on its own. And whenever you're ready, just taking in one last deep breath. And long, long exhale. And you're doing this just as much as you can do. We all have different lung capacity. So doing what you can, noticing when there's striving, trying to do more, or doing too little. And that's our theme for these last couple of months: balanced effort, right effort. And so whenever you're ready, just bringing your attention to the body, sitting or lying or standing here. And seeing if you can notice those areas of contact of the body with the cushion or the chair. Noticing if there's any sensations here that might want to be noticed, such as maybe warmth or coolness, softness. What is the body experiencing right now? And allowing the body to just very safely sink into the surface, fully supported here. If your feet are on the ground, maybe imagining your feet in contact with the earth, as if it could expand right underneath it all, deep into the earth, fully rooted here. If your feet are not in contact with the earth, with the floor, then just noticing any sensations might be here. Maybe a breeze, maybe warmth, coolness. Noticing if there's any tension in the body, any tightness, and seeing if you can soften around it. Softening the tension, softening the tightness. Allowing it to let go. There is no need to hold on to it right now. If it wants to be released, then that's okay. Just allowing that to happen. Maybe inviting the shoulders to drop, inviting the jaw to release. Noticing your hands and seeing if there's tightness here. Allowing the breath to flow through all these places on the body as it does without any help, bringing oxygen everywhere. Heart pumping blood, lungs working for us. knowing that this body's got you. You're here, you're breathing, allowing anything else to just fall into the background. Softening around anything that might still be tight, tense. Allowing whatever is in the heart right now to just be there, acknowledging it. There's no need to push anything away or change anything. You're welcome here exactly as you are. So welcoming yourself exactly as you are at this moment. And there is no need to try to be in any other state than what is. It's more of an invitation to let go of any tension or tightness, to arrive fully here in this moment. Nothing to do, nowhere to go, but just being here, safely in the presence of one another. And now turning your attention towards the breath and noticing your breathing without forcing, controlling, or changing in any way the breath. Just noticing it, feeling the breath in the body, maybe the nose, the nostrils, the belly, the chest expanding. And just for a moment, let's just hang here with the breath, feeling, sensing the breath in the body, experiencing the breath. And whenever you get distracted, whenever the mind gets distracted, noticing where the mind goes without getting carried away by the story, and making a note to where it goes. And then coming right back to the breath, or maybe sensation in the hands, or maybe feeling the breath in the body, the nose, the chest, the belly. Coming back again and again. And as you notice the mind drifting, maybe into story or just distracts away from the moment, noticing how the body feels every time the mind wanders, noticing if there is tension or tightness, and then coming back to just being here with the breath, sensation of the breath, sensation in the hands or feet, allowing these areas, these points of focus to be your anchor, but bringing a sense of gentleness, kindness as well. easing away into any tension or tightness, softening around whatever it is that is felt in the moment. And if you notice a lot of distraction, the mind wandering quite a bit, maybe the mind having a hard time focusing right now, the attention drifting, noticing how the body feels, and perhaps bringing in a sense of compassion towards the moment, kindness, however that is for you. It's an invitation to kind of be with what it is in a soft, kind way, holding whatever is happening right now. That's our invitation every time we practice. Knowing that there's no right or wrong way of doing this. And now tuning in again to the heart, noticing what's in the heart at this moment, noticing what is felt here. And perhaps asking yourself, what do I need the most right now? What would be the most compassionate thing to do right now? Could be shifting your position, opening your eyes, perhaps placing your hand on your chest or whatever it is that you feel the sensation, holding your hands together. Can you be here for yourself right now at this moment? embracing your full experience. So Bruce Lee has a say, and he says, be like water, my friend, be like water. And so water has this properties of being able to mold itself to whatever the moment calls for. When it's cold, it turns into ice. When it's too hot, it evaporates. It becomes part of everything. Once it evaporates, it comes back into the earth. It flows through the moment as is needed. So let's not forget that we are made out of water as well. And just like that, we have the capacity within ourselves to be with the moment exactly as it is. See, the water doesn't resist. The water just allows for whatever it is that is needed and goes along with that. It knows that no matter what, it will always be water. No matter the conditions, it would always be able to flow. And in this way, it becomes quite powerful, doesn't it? But it takes effort to remember this. So, really practicing balanced effort. Where is that energy going? Is our energy going to distract in a way? Is it going to habits that are not helping us? Is it reinforcing this? Or can we tune into this sense of just being like water? Accepting the moment exactly as it is. So Mark Nepo says in his poem, Fighting the Instrument, he says, often the instruments of change are not kind, or they're just the hardest openness of all. It might be to embrace the change while not wasting your heart fighting the instrument. The storm is not as important as the path it opens. The mistreatment in one life, never as crucial as the clearing it makes in your heart. The hammer or cruel one is always short-lived compared to the jewel in the center of the stone. So I think he speaks of something very real to us, that once we tune into the moment, tune into the heart, tune into the tension in the body, tune into the thoughts that come and go and loop around. When we tune into these things, we tap into our own wisdom. This is when we become like water. This is when we can mold to anything, knowing that we can. But it takes acceptance, doesn't it? It takes for us to be willing to do this. It can't just happen. And this is when right effort comes into play. So we talked a little bit about balanced effort and right effort. And right effort will be tuning into the things that are helpful for us. You know, mindfulness, we talk about compassion, kindness. Bringing these things into the day can really help with acceptance, flowing through life in this way. So we can even say that as an organism, we're designed to crave things that feel good. We turn to push away what doesn't, right? Things that are pleasant, pleasure, whether it's foods, whether it's activities. And this makes sense because ever since we're babies, our brains are wired for this. And the moment we're uncomfortable, we're taken care of, right? So a baby cries and their diaper gets changed. A baby cries and right away there's a bottle, there's food. So it seems like we're wired in this way, and it makes sense. We wouldn't survive any other way. We are dependent beings. We're very dependent when we're children, when we're babies. But what happens when we grow older? We continue to struggle with this discomfort. And even the word acceptance can come in really heavy in the heart. We don't want to accept what doesn't feel good, right? We might refuse, you know. We might say, what do you mean accept what is happening? So as we said before, acceptance is not passive. It's just the acknowledgement of what's happening, just like we did in the meditation. It's just acknowledging this is what's happening right now. And so there is a lot of reactivity that comes in from pushing things away. And this reactivity reinforces old habits, old patterns, right? When something doesn't feel right, a lot of the times we don't even notice it. We go into the habit of driving something in that makes us feel good, whether it's the glass of wine, the box of chocolate, ice cream, food, and even things that seem functional and great can get out of balance really quickly, right? Working too much, even exercising too much to the point that we hurt ourselves. And so with our practice, we're coming into terms with what is here, noticing these habitual ways in which we kind of don't face what doesn't feel right, what doesn't feel pleasant, right? And these are our first key, right? Maybe if my habit is to maybe reach for that wine and then it turns into maybe half a bottle a day and now it's every day, or the box of chocolates that started with one and now I'm done and ate the entire box. At those moments, we can pay attention. even if we're already there, even if we already didn't catch what was happening before. At that moment, we can tune in and say, like, whoa, what is really happening right now? And allowing yourself to just drop into the moment, just like we did in our practice just a few moments ago. To notice when there's tension and tightness, these are indicators that there's resistance anywhere. Um, a wonderful teacher of mine by the name of Gabor Mate says, tension requires attention. And it's one of the most profound things to remember. And this is what we're doing with our practice formally. When we sit, when we tune into the body, we're learning to see where there is tension, where there is tightness. And so that we can just do this when we're not in formal practice, when we're out and about, just tuning in and noticing what's happening and seeing if we can be with that, seeing if we can just allow whatever is there to be there and then bringing right effort into it. So can we bring a sense of compassion, of kindness, of loving care towards what's happening? And then there's balance effort. How much energy am I putting into me really tapping into my own wisdom, right? Because it's so much easier to just grab the chocolate or the ice cream or the food, or maybe go and work out for hours at a time, or just work in general way too much, so much easier than actually putting the effort into staying with it. And so are we putting the right energy into the right things, into things that are helpful? Or are we putting more energy into things that are unhelpful, into those habits, reinforcing those unhelpful habits over and over? So these are things to consider and to really look into. How is this habit really helping me? And I'm not against drinking a glass of wine or anything like that. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying when these things are taken away from our life, when there's more to it than just a glass of wine, when we're kind of pushing away how we feel. And we might even notice our vocabulary. Oh, I had a really stressful day. I need to unwind. There is a TV, the phone, the wine, the chocolate, the food. So if you notice that I had a really stressful day, I need to unwind. What else is happening there? Can I tune into that? Can I notice what's happening for me right now? You know. So these are ways in which we're not reinforcing these habits. And that way we can actually get through what is happening in a compassionate way, accept it, being with it, and so that it doesn't keep repeating for us forever, building more and more habits that are unhelpful. And so as you tune into your breath right now, as you tune into this moment, perhaps just setting the intention right now to be with whatever it is that comes up for you. And just noticing that it's okay to resist things that are unpleasant, that we're wired that way. But we grow more when we actually allow the unpleasant to be here than when we constantly avoid it. So I thank you for your attention in this formal practice, for being here right now with us, for your kind attention, for tuning in, for